screened films were The Father of Trees by Taimur Ghazeri from Iran, Turning Point Shondikhan by Ayatollah Momentaজkir from Bangladesh, Fuck Eternity by Shushmoy from Bangladesh, Sadness at Dusk, Sanjay Dukkha by Imam Sayafi from Indonesia, The Half Circle by Ibnul M. Niloy from Bangladesh, No Trespassing by Julian Bernellis from Philippines, The Chest by Mert Kilik from Turkey, 2125 by Sean Iron from United States, Durga's Lockdown by Mitesh Take from India, Hockey by Berg Erik Pillman Sorensen from Norway, Imagine by Laura Lane from Canada, The Power of Cinema by Dodi Elgabri. Now, it's for the question answer session. We are very glad to have Ayatollah Momentaজkir, director of Shondikhan, Turning Point. We also have Dodi Elgabri, director of The Power of Cinema. If you have any questions for the directors, please raise your hand and wait for the cue. I would like to request the directors to turn their camera on. Hello, I hope you all are doing well.
Hello.
I would like to ask to the both directors, do your crew members are present in this screening?
Hi, this is Dodi, director of The Power of Cinema. I'm really excited that Alberto Madesant Diaz is here, and he composed the film. So that's very pleasant. Also, First AD is kind of late. She was about to come, but it's all right. I'm really glad to be here, and I hope you enjoyed the film.
Yes, I definitely enjoyed the film, and every filmmaker whose films were submitted, everyone deserves to be the winner. Though only one person will get the award, but everyone has done an excellent job. So, I will be asking the first question, as I have a lot of questions in my mind as well. So my first question is to Dodi. While you were thinking about making this film, what was your inspiration?
So it's actually quite a funny story, but The Power of Cinema is a film about the beauty of cinema, of filmmaking, but also about the filmmaker's responsibility to maintain that beauty. Because as we all know, filmmaking can either be used to promote art or promote evil, in short. The first time I started thinking about it seriously, though, was when I was, I think I walked out of a screening of Joker, and that was a time when the views were very divided about that film. And I was just thinking about how characters can be captured differently depending on the filmmaker. And this brought up more questions about what we kind of choose to capture and present on the big screen. Because the fact is, when I realized, when you capture something on film, you immortalize those characters. And I was just thinking about how in history, so as you saw in The Power of Cinema, we see shots of Hitler, we see shots that represent how filmmaking could be abused. And that's why, as you could see from the ending, a filmmaker has to be wise in choosing what kind of characters to portray. And I think this is the core inspiration for The Power of Cinema. But thanks for asking.
Definitely, it's an interesting story, and It's funny, it's interesting. We really enjoyed the film, and your music was brilliant. I would like to know what ideas was in your mind while you were composing the music, while you were experimenting with the tones.
Oh, that's an excellent question. So Alberto Matasanz Diaz is the composer. Um, so he made everything from composing the music, actually bringing it out. He's very talented musician. And we spent a lot of time thinking about the music. This is a really good question because since the film is all silent, we wanted to create a whole world that's designed through the music. This was inspired from these old silent films, and that's what we got as inspiration. But the kind of ideas that went into designing the music, well, we wanted to do the same thing that we were doing within the film. If you notice in the film, we start out by the early ages. Everything seems a little bit funny, seems even amateurish. And as I said, this is inspired by the silent ages. But then as the film goes on, the tone and the style of the filmmaking also evolves. We get more of film noir vibes. Then we get experimental 60s vibes. And we wanted to do this through the music as well. So as you can see, we start out by very simple strings. Then we try and be a little more experimental. We also have certain homages. For instance, at the shot, which everyone famously refers to in the poster, that's from Singing in the Rain. There's even a little melody attached to the music, which Alberto cleverly included. And then later on, we get inspired by more modern composers like Michael Levy, and that's where the more experimental music comes in. And all of that, all created by Alberto, which is amazing.
Is he present over here?
I think so. Yeah, I think he is.
We would love to see him. Can you please ask him to turn on his camera?
Alberto, you heard her. If you're there.
Hey, hello.
How are you?
I'm real fine. How are you?
Everything's good, thank you.
So I would like to know from you that how you came up with all the music tunes and everything. Dori already explained it, but I would also like to know it from you.
Yeah, so as he said, our first idea was to have a sort of a journey through time. So we started with more classical ensemble, a string quartet, and then we moved on to more electronic sounding stuff. And then this was the first time I scored a film, so I was a bit lost, and scoring for a film requires a lot of synchronization and thematic, the use of themes. So it was a challenge, and it took a while. But yeah, I was really pleased with how it turned out. We had a lot of sessions. He would come to my studio and we would compose together. Well, you know, we would be together while composing.
Definitely.
And yeah, in the end, we finally, as Dodi said, also decided to release it on major platforms like Spotify, because we were very happy, even though it's a very amateur score. We will never forget it.
All of our audiences really loved the vintage tone and the vintage style of your cinematography, editing, color grades. There is our festival director is asking both of you what was the production cost of the whole film. If you wish to share the cost with us.
Oh no. I love questions like this. I even wrote a whole analysis of the costs involved and everything.
Great.
And it turns out, so everything, not including my camera, of course, because I was just using my phone, right? But everything turned out to be, and this includes sharing meals and other equipment like little flashlights and stuff, around like less than $100 altogether. So it is quite an investment if you're a first-time filmmaker like I was. And I was very impressed, you know, by this investment. but it's essentially nothing because I realized that if you purchase things online, like on eBay or Amazon, if you don't damage them, you can return them. So this is a very nice strategy. I also saw one more question about the lighting and how we accomplish cinematography. For the day shots, this was just paying attention to natural light. So making sure that we could take advantage of the sun, the way it moves, like in the beginning. But then at night, I'm a huge fan of artificial light and playing around with it. So we had some of our friends from university who had equipment, and they had some light. But most of the more complicated things, they were all accomplished by a flashlight. So this was as simple as that, and just paying attention to where the light is coming from and how it's done. But it had different modes, like flashing modes, and that's what we took advantage of to create that effect.
Great, that's definitely great. One of our audience wanted to know from Alberto, how long did it take for you to record all of it, all of the music?
Yes, I believe it took between 2 to 3 weeks of work. It was during university. It was really stressful times, so we had to get it done quickly. And I think we wanted to try and submit to festivals, and there was this one festival that we wanted to submit, which I believe we didn't submit to, but the deadline was there, so we had to finish it, and it was also good to get it done quick.
Great. From our technical support team, Donnie wanted to know from Dori, do you wish to become an actor or a director, or both? He loved your acting, by the way.
Thank you. A lot of people don't. So I appreciate that, Donnie. The truth is, filmmaking is, I've come to learn, it's a process that encompasses all aspects, from behind the camera, in front of the camera, to after the camera, how you present it. And I just want to be a part of everything, honestly. So for me, this is the enjoyment that I find in filmmaking. Hope that helps.
That's amazing. That's amazing. We would really love to see you on screen and off screen both. We would love to see more of your works in future. Hope to see more of your films in the DIMFF in the next festival as well. So moving on, now I would like to ask our very own Ayatollah Momentachkir, director of Shondikhan, Turning Point. There is a very personal question for him. How do you feel to know that your crush is watching your film on the screening?
Can I speak in Bangla?
Yes, obviously you can speak in Bangla.
কোশ্চেনটা যদি আরেকবার করা হতো।
কোয়েশ্চেনটা হচ্ছে, আপনার কিরকম, মানে আপনার অনুভূতি কি যে আপনার ক্রাশ আমাদের স্ক্রিনিং এ বসে, মানে বড় পর্দায় বসে আপনার ফিল্ম দেখছে, এটাতে আপনি কি ফিল করছেন?
আমার ক্রাশ?
হ্যাঁ, আপনার ক্রাশ।
না, অনুভূতি ভালো, ঠিক আছে। এর বেশি কিছু বলতে চাই না।
আচ্ছা। So our technical boy, Ghulam Sadmani Doni, he again has a question to Ayatollah Momentachkir. He is asking from আপনি যে মানে আপনার ওপেনিং সিনটা খুব ভালো ছিল এবং আপনার ক্লোজিং সিনটাও খুব ভালো ছিল, আপনার এই সিন ডেভেলপমেন্ট এবং আইডিয়েশনটা কোথা থেকে এসেছে, ইন্সপিরেশনটা কোথা থেকে পেয়েছেন?
ইন্সপিরেশন নিজের থেকেই, আসলে নিজের সাথেই। মানে আমি আসলে আমার ওই যে ফার্স্ট যে সিনটা, ওইটার পরে যে সিনগুলো আছে এখানে দেখানো যায় যে ওর একটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট কিছু লস হয়েছে। সো আমি ওই আগের সিনটা দেখানোর ট্রাই করছি একটু হরর টাইপের। সো এর জন্য আমার ওই পুরাতন ভাষাটাই আর কি চুজ করতে হয়েছে। এমন হয় অনেকের সাথে যে আমি সকালবেলা কোনো স্বপ্ন দেখে উঠলাম, ঠিক ওরকম কোন একটা খারাপ জিনিস আমার সাথে পরে ঘটলো। সো আমি ওইটা আর কি কানেক্ট করতে চাইছি, যে আমার ওই মানে ওই ফার্স্ট সিনের সাথে পরের সিন গুলা কানেক্ট করার জন্য আমি আসলে ওই সিনটা নিতে চাইছি। সো আমি যেহেতু হরর দেখাইতে চেয়েছিলাম, সো আমার আসলে মাথায় ওই বাসাটার কথা মনে ছিল, যে আমাদের মানে এলাকাতেই ওরকম একটা মানে পুরাতন জমিদার বাড়ি যেটাকে বলে, সেরকম একটা জমিদার বাড়ি আছে, ওইখানেও কিছু একটা খুঁজে, মানে কোনো কিছু একটা হারাই ফেলছে ও খুঁজে। তো খুঁজতে খুঁজতে মানে কোন একটা ভৌতিক কোনো ঘটনা ওর সাথে ঘটে, এবং যেটা আসলে স্বপ্ন ছিল, এবং পরের দিন সেটার আর কি মানে ফলটা প্রকাশ হয় আর কি। এর পরের সিনে যে ওর একটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট কিছু চুরি হয়ে যায়, মানে সামনে থেকেই চুরি হয়ে যায়। সো এর জন্য আর কি এই কনসেপ্টটা এইভাবে আসছে, যে অনেকেরই হয়তো যে স্বপ্নের বিষয়টা, যে মানে স্বপ্ন একটা দেখে যেটা মানে পরের দিন হয়তো কিছু না কিছু হলেও মিলে যায়, যে খারাপ কিছু আসতেছে কিংবা ভালো কিছু আসতেছে। সো এইভাবে আর কি আইডিয়াটা আসছে।
Oh, so you wish to say that your film was inspired by your personal experience of connecting your dream to the real world.
ইয়েস, পুরোপুরি না, মানে আংশিক। হয়তো আমি কোনো খারাপ স্বপ্ন দেখছি, পরের দিন আমার সাথে খারাপ কিছুই একটা ঘটছে, ব্যাপারটা এমন।
So you are connecting your bad dreams with the bad incidents that you face in your life.
টোটালি না, মানে আংশিক।
Okay, that's understandable, and that's really great. Um, there is another question for Dodi, which is was your as we saw your film, it was in a vintage style. So was your film inspired by Charlie Chaplin? As the acting with the background music, everything was connecting together.
Yeah, absolutely. Charlie Chaplin was an inspiration. Buster Keaton. Definitely, we drew a lot of inspiration from the silent era, and there are many inspirations. So, if you're a fan of Bergman, I'm I'm guessing you'll see a lot of references,
Yeah.
like from Persona or The Seventh Seal. Then we also have Singing in the Rain, and many little references, like from Michael Haneke with the pig. Yeah, like all kinds. But yeah, these were all inspirations, part of it.
Um, so it's like you were very much inspired by the vintage style of filmmaking.
I think from all kinds of styles. So this is where as we were making the film, we were wondering, okay, does it have to be like this? Does it have to be like that? And at the end, we were like, why not both? Why not more? Why not let it be part of the film? This evolution of style and tone, which we
Why
thought
not be
was
a mixture
actually
of everything?
exactly.
Great, that's really great. So there is another question for Dodi. How did you create the lighting for the scene with the police and the masked man?
Yeah. So as I said before, mostly using flashlights. You can see this if you rewatch the film. You see a lot of tricks. For example, there wasn't a car or anything. We used lights to represent the car approaching. I don't want to kill the magic, but I'm guessing a lot of people here are filmmakers, so this might help. But yeah, you can come up with a lot of nice tricks to improve the production value of your film, as long as you find clever ways to control the lighting. Even the siren, all of that is just a flashlight, and we found that was really helpful, and it really improved the quality, while also raising the suspense, which was quite effective.
Definitely, because a lot of people in the audience won't really understand that if it was a car or if it was a flashlight. But it's really an interesting point and also an effective one. In low budget films, we have to save that money.
Absolutely.
So definitely.
There was I was asked this, was acting in my own film a way to save money or not? And what I was going to say is, Money wasn't really the concern because everything was just low budget. It was assumed that this was like a no budget film. So yeah, that was part of it, but it was also about flexibility. So what I mean by that is by acting in your own films, especially when you're starting out, you have a lot more flexibility where you depend less on other people. So for instance, when I was doing The Power of Cinema, I could do some shots even without a crew. For example, where he's in the room, all of that was just me with my camera. And I think this is why I really enjoy your festival, because you're showing the power of just your mobile device and its ability to create art. So that's why I want to encourage to start using their mobile phones and create films, because you can.
Definitely, it's low budget, it's flexible, comfortable, and also, most importantly, you can take it anywhere you want. So it's definitely a good way to shot a film. So there is another comment for Tajkir. So I would like to know about the scene where the can you read it out for me, Farhad?
First question to Tafkir is from Robert. That is, what does the jar represent?
So first question to Tajkir. We saw a jar in your film. So our audience wants to know, what does that jar represents?
হ্যাঁ, আমি আসলে বুঝতে পারছি, মানে ওই যে একটা আমার মানে ফিল্মে একটা কাগজের ঠোঙা, সো এটা আর কি রিপ্রেজেন্ট করে হোপকে মেটাফরিক্যালি, মানে আমাদের হোপ যেটা আর কি, মানে ওর কোন একটা কিছু হারাইছে কিন্তু শেষ একটা ভরসা ওইটা ছিল ওই ঠোঙাটা, এবং এটা পরে যে রিভিল হয় আসলে জিনিসটা কি ছিল।
Interesting point, because it carries a meaning. It carries a meaningful sense.
Yes.
There is another question for Tajkir.
The question is, I would like to know about the scene where the character was feeding birds and the man was feeding the man. That was the character imagining the future.
So this question is, যখন নাকি আমরা দেখতে in that film, when we saw the character, the main subject is feeding the birds, we saw a person sitting behind him. Was he seeing his future?
অ্যাকচুয়ালি না, মানে বিষয়টা আমি যেটা বুঝাতে চাইছি, এটা যদি সে বুঝে থাকে যে ফিউচার, তাহলে তার ক্ষেত্রে আমি মানে কোনো জোর জবরদস্তি করবো না যে আপনি এটা কেন বুঝলেন। সো মানে বিষয়টা আমি যেটা বুঝাতে চাইছি সেটা হইতেছে যে মানে ওর শুধু যে একটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট জিনিস হারাইছে এমন না, আমি ওর ফেসিয়াল কিছু এক্সপ্রেশনে, আমি জানি না কতটুকু ফুটাইতে পারছি, মানে ওর অনেক কিছুই, মানে ওর লাইফে হয়তো ওই জিনিসটা হারাইছে এমন না, ওর লাইফে অনেক কিছুই হারাইছে, হয়তো ও ডিপ্রেশনে থাকে কিন্তু ও ওভারকাম করে। এবং ওই যেই ওর সামনে ইনফ্রন্টে ওর মতোই দেখতে আরেকজন যে বসেছিল, সে একটা হুইল চেয়ারে বসেছিল, যেটাকে আমি বুঝাইতে চাইছি যে এটা ওর ইনার সাইড, ওর মানে ভিতরের সোলটা আসলে এমন। এবং লাস্টে যখন ও ওই কবুতর মানে পিজনকে যখন খাওয়ায়, সো আমরা জানি, সাধারণত আমরা এটা জানি যে কবুতর হইতেছে শান্তির প্রতীক। হ্যাঁ, সো এটা তো আমি আর কি ওই শান্তিটা আনতে চাইছি ওর ওই মানে। আর লাস্টে ওই ওর সামনে যেই ব্যক্তিটা বসা ছিল ওর মতোই দেখতে হুইল চেয়ারে, সে কিন্তু লাস্টে একটা মানে হাসি দেয়। মানে আমি এইটাই বোঝাতে চাইছি যে ওর হয়তো অনেক কিছুই লস হয়েছে কিন্তু দিন শেষেও খুশি আছে, এটাই।
That's an excellent point.
হ্যাঁ, এর জন্য এই ফিল্মটার নাম সন্ধিক্ষণ বাংলায়, আর ইংলিশে টার্নিং পয়েন্ট, এর জন্য এটাই বিষয়।
That's an excellent point. Like a person, the main subject, when he is feeding the birds, he is seeing his soul on a wheelchair. He is connecting to his depression through that symbol. And also the pigeons, as you say, that pigeons is the symbol for peace, and he is feeding those pigeons. So it's a great connection between these two points. Like when a person is depressed, he is always trying to feel peace, he is trying to search for peace. So it's really wonderful that you have connected, you have thought, your thought process was so clean. I really loved this. I really loved it.
Thank you.
Can you please Farhad, can you please tell me the next question? Okay, so that's all for this question answer session. Moving forward to our next session. So thank you everyone for your valuable feedbacks. Thank you to the filmmakers for joining us. We really loved your films and we really loved your efforts, and we really loved that you are here to join us in this festival. And this was a very interesting question answer session. I loved it. So we are at the very end of our program. However, last but not the least, this program wouldn't be successful without the huge support of our executive advisor, Sayyida Sadia Mehjabeen. I would like to request ma'am to say a few words.
Oh, thank you so much. And it was lovely watching all those films. And most importantly, when we have our directors sit with us and we can hear their thought behind the film and behind all the experience they have went through. I think that's amazing. I really wanted to ask Dodi that question again on screen if he's here. Hi. I know you're having a really tough time because you're in Greece and you have like snowstorm and the power is out there, but still you try to connect with us, give us your time. I think we appreciate that, and thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Your words are very kind, and I really appreciate that you've cultivated such a friendly environment where filmmakers and viewers, they can share their knowledges with each other. So that's really amazing.
I think that is the point of having this platform, because we are shooting our film on mobile phones and we are making it so accessible. When we're making it accessible for the creativity, so why not our knowledge be transferred and transmitted through this platform? Thank you for being here with us. And Alberto, thank you for those wonderful music. We are really looking forward to hear something from you more in future.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So now I have to conduct the most boring part, the vote of thanks. It's extremely boring, but it is important to thank every single one for their effort, their support, and their encouragement. So I go formally. Good afternoon, everyone. After watching those films, it makes me wonder how mobile filmmaking can bring changes in our perspective to watch films. It is my honor, truly, being here, and thank you all for your support, encouragement, hard work, and love for Dhaka International Mobile Film Festival. I am Sayyida Sadia Mehjabeen, the Executive Advisor of Dhaka International Mobile Film Festival 2021. I want to thank all our honorable mentors, excellent dignitaries, fantastic organizing body, and amazing audience without whom this event might not be possible. On behalf of this festival, I want to thank all the participating filmmakers who have shown their passion both on reel and in reel by joining our festival. My sincere thanks to all our partners and sponsors. Dhaka International Mobile Film Festival 2021 is organized in association with Prothamalo.com, our radio partner ABC Radio 89.2 FM, our venue partner Cineplex, our event partner Howcow, our branding partner Brain Easy, and especially CinemaScope for organizing this festival. Further, I want to thank our award sponsors, Ese Khalid Property Development Limited and Barabo Tourism Bangladesh, and KindMaster, our international app partner. Before moving forward, I want to thank Mohammad Sajjad Hussain, Assistant Professor, Media Studies and Journalism Department, for always guiding us, supporting us throughout this pandemic situation. I also want to thank Dr. Abdul Kabil Khan, Assistant Professor, Media Studies and Journalism Department, who has ensured our digital outreach, publicity, and branding. This list wouldn't be complete without mentioning our festival director, Rafi Ahmed, who has kept his calm and pulled all the string together during this hard time and make this event happen. Besides him, my thanks go to our executive body who have put their heart and soul into this festival. And lastly, I want to thank ULab for its fantastic support throughout the years and enriching academic journey with practical knowledge. My thanks go to our amazing host, Zareen Tasneem Tahseen, for conducting this second session, screening session, and moderating the question answer part flawlessly. And finally, let us give a huge round of applause to all of you for being here. Thank you all. So that was me.
Ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your valuable words. It was truly inspiring. I would also like to thank our technical support team, in which there was Mohammad Farhad Hussain Fahad, Ghulam Sadmani Doni, Samitul Islam Ornob, Ashraful Islam Adib, and Shafat Shakir. Besides, I would like to also thank our ULab Media Lab, and besides, our ULab IT team, who has devoted their time to make our event successful. Thank you all for attending the session, and hope to find you all tomorrow as well. Festival Coordinator Zareen Tasneem Tahseen signing off. See you next time.